Awesome. Okay, so welcome everybody. So right as we started, I wanted people to go ahead and write in the chat what they're running for this month, what rank they're running for, and I want them to write down some of the things that they have struggled with or things that they've come against. So India, Angie says she's running for 40K. Stephanie wants to build a team. India's running for 4K and building a team. iPhone 5, I'm not sure who that is. You're building 4K again and building team. So here's the thing, guys. When I first started with Lavelle, which I say this, right? It's so funny. Ashley's running for 40K. That's amazing. So I always say this like joking around. I'm literally just like, in my whole experience here of my 6 months, like I've been here for like 8 years, right? But right, there's just, you learn things from certain people who run quicker than others. And Jason Camper recently did a call where what he did was, he basically explained, short, simple, and stupid, like I always say, how to create duplication process in your business to see maximum growth. And as I listened to that call, I realized that that's exactly what we did when we first started. Just to give you guys a little preference, my name is Bernadette. If you guys don't know me, I know some people are hopping on from Danny's team, which is our team, our team all together, but some of you might not have met me. I've been with Lavelle now for 6 months, and I literally went 40K and I earned auto elite bonus in 35 days. So I wanted to jump on here and share because I know a lot of people have struggled with, how do I do this? How do I grow? And it's really one of those things that is like, don't overcomplicate it, one, and two, have a game plan. And the basics of that game plan is to get new people on Thrive. So many people think that they have to learn all these things, right, to be able to do what they need to do. But can I tell you, like, literally ignorance on fire, knowing nothing in 35 days, I did what some people have spent 5 years trying to do. Why? Because what I simply did was I led with heart and passion, and I shared with people what Thrive had did for me. That was really the basics of it. I shared with everybody who would listen to me left, right, and Sunday what this product did for me. So what I want to do, because this is going to be a little interactive tonight, right? We're all used to getting onto these and listening, and we're like, oh my God, that's so great, and I'm inspired. But then you go on and you do nothing. You have every intention in the world to do something, but to do nothing. So what I want everybody to do right now, if you don't already, get a pen and paper, because we're going to like walk through this tonight together. I want you guys to actually sacrifice and put skin in the game. When I first started, I told my team and everybody that came on, if you want to be successful, you've got to put skin in the game, right? You've got to discipline yourself. You've got to do the hard things, because in life, in order to get the great things, you have to do the hard things. Right? You have to do the things that not everybody is willing to do. Is everybody willing to walk up to a complete stranger and tell them about Thrive? No. Is every person willing to tell them about what this sticker is on them everywhere they go? No. But you know what? The ones who are the most successful probably did. And how many times have you guys saw somebody who wind up getting on Thrive and you're like, oh my God, I knew that person. Why didn't they ask me? Well, can I put the ball back in your court? Why didn't you ask them? That's the truth. The reality is they probably went with whoever they went with because they reached out personally and asked them. So here's a preference that I want to make before I go into the rest of it is this: keep it simple. Keep it simple. I like to tell my team, don't word vomit on people, kiss them. Nobody wants to be vomited on. Some people want to be kissed, but what do I mean by kiss? Kiss is keep it short and simple. Literally tell them what it's doing for you. And let me tell you another like trick that I did, right? A lot of people don't care about what you know unless they know how much you care. So a lot of my people, like what would happen, I'd be like, hey girl, how are you? How are you doing? How's life? How's this? I would literally let them lead me into the conversation about Thrive. What do I mean by that? I would listen because everybody complains. It's like a natural human thing to do. When you see them, they're like, girl, my kids are driving me crazy. My husband is making me nuts. I've had a headache for a week. My body is killing me. I need to lose weight. Like, right? It's the first thing they do. If you would just keep your mouth shut and say, how are you doing? How are you feeling lately? What's been going on? That's simple. They will literally lead you into the conversation to open it up for you to lead to them why they need Thrive without you just being like, hey, yeah, I don't give a damn what you have to say. So let me tell you about my Thrive. They don't care. But when you literally listen and they go, girl, I've been so depressed lately. My mood has been so off. I'm not sleeping. I feel horrible. I would, with compassion, really? Like, that's horrible. I've been there, girl. Like, oh, that's the worst, right? And I'm like, but girl, can I tell you though, how like taking this 3 simple step product has changed and what it did for me, right? You're selling it to the point that they need. At the end of the day, they don't care if it causes weight loss, if they don't need to lose weight. They don't care. Because why? Everybody has a signal in their head that says, what's in it for me? What's in it for me, right? And when you're listening actively to what they're saying, you're able to solve a problem. People want problems solved. That's what they want. So figure out what their problem is by listening, and then literally leverage that to let them know how this will solve their problem. It will come off genuine, it will come off authentic, and it will not seem salesy. When we first started, I told all of my team, tell and don't sell. Tell your story. Tell what it's doing for you. Don't focus on a sale, okay? Here's another leader tip. If you live your whole life in a scarcity mindset of I have to close this sale and there's not enough people and I need it right now, you're screwed. I'm just gonna tell you the truth, because everybody is going to come when they're ready. And 9 out of 10 times for most people, and I'm one of them, I'll tell you this right now. I've been in business almost 18 years in a brick and mortar where I'm from. I'm a hairdresser by trade. And I wanted nothing to do with MLMs, okay? From time to time, I had friends who sold them. I would buy from them because I wanted to support them, smaller businesses and things like that. There might have been a few products or something that I liked, but if it came to anything else, I had no interest in it, okay? I didn't even want to hear it. So like, I always tell people, like, nobody wakes up in the morning saying, you know what I want to do today? I want to go find an MLM to go sell in. It doesn't happen. It would have never been for me. It was only because I got on this product and I was like, holy crap, I have not felt this good in a decade. What the hell did you give it to me? And is it legal? Like, those were my first questions. And then when it was like, yeah, it is legal. And then I'm like, well, everybody I know needs this. So is there an opportunity to make money on it? Because I'm going to tell everybody anyway. So if I can leverage it and make money on it, why would I not? Right? So that's kind of the preference of where it is. So I say all that to say this, that at the end of the day, if you tell them about what they're doing, you put the product in their hand, let them get it in their body. We have such a phenomenal product. It has the ability to work and to move and to transform by itself. You don't have to oversell it. And can I be honest? If you're like on social media every day, like, I don't know why you guys don't want to try my Thrive. Oh my God, like, I don't know. You look desperate, okay? Think about it. Let's think about the things that we watch, right? Like, keep this in preference to what we watch every day. When you're going out and you're watching reels or you're watching social media, like, are you looking at the person who's like desperate, who like looks like they don't know what they're doing? Are you listening to the person who's like, let me tell you what it is that this did for me, and let me tell you what a game changer this is? Like, are you going to go with the person who leads with boldness and confidence, or the person who doesn't really know what they're talking about and they just hope that maybe you do? Like, I don't know, have you ever taken supplements? I never really took supplements, but let me tell you about this supplement. Well, first of all, if you tell them that you never really took supplements, like right there, you counted yourself out, right? Like, you have to pay attention and be intentional. So anyway, that was like my intro. Now let me get into the point of it. So the point of it is this: I literally wrote down the steps that I took to hit to do what I did in 35 days. Because really, in all honesty, when I was doing it, I was just doing it. I didn't really have like a plan or a game plan. Like, I literally just did it. But now sitting back and looking at it, I realized what it is that I did. So I like wrote down steps to give to you guys, because I always am like, I love hearing like, the emotional and the inspirational of like, oh, this is all great. But then like, give me the physical of how to do it, right? Don't tell me to do something, but then tell me not how to do it, right? So here's what we did. The first thing I did for myself and my team, and Mikey did with me, is we all came in at an 800 pack, right? And I know a lot of people right away think to themselves, oh my God, I don't know if I can do that. But let me just say this. Back then, I didn't know that then, but I know it now. You can actually order that pack on Klarna in interest-free payments, okay? So if you either don't have a credit card immediately handy, or you don't have savings, or you don't want to put out savings, or whatever the case may be, you can do it that way. But I'm going to preference this with this, and this is what I told all my girls. Tina can tell you, I'm not sure if Michelle and Mimi are on here, but they could tell you, this is what I did. Mimi and Michelle were my two 12K leaders, and I told both, and they both went 12K within 15 days or less, okay? Because I gave them a game plan to run with. And I said, look, if you want to come in and you want to build this as a business, then you have to come in with skin in the game, knowing that you're coming in to sustain and to stay. It's not a hit it or quit it. And I told them, you're going to come in at an 800 pack. At that time, it had double QB. So here's the deal. Here's something I want to give you that is a strategy for new people coming in the game. Are you ready? Wait if you can. If not, it's okay. You don't have to. But if double QB is coming somewhere along the game soon, instead of immediately signing them up that day, sit down and come up with a game plan with them. Say, I want you to make a list for me of 10 people, okay? Who you, like this is after they've already got the product in their hands and they already love it, okay? So let me preference it with that. Hold on, let me admit Colleen. Let me preference that with that, right? You've already sampled them. They've already tried it. They love it. And they're already talking to you about an opportunity to promote, okay? And they're like, I want to start. Great. Let's set you up for success, because here's the deal, guys. They only have 14 days to hit those bonuses, okay? If they click promote and then they have no game plan, now we're kind of running behind the time, right? So instead, what I did was I said, this is what I want you to do. Most of the time they already ordered product, right? You know, like they have a month's worth or whatever, because a lot of times I have them come in as a customer and then they already have a month's worth. I go, great. I want you to make a list and let's sample out of what you have, because you're going to buy more, so you'll have more to replenish. So don't worry about that. Okay. But let's set you up for success. Let's make a list. 10 people right now who are tired, cranky, grumpy, grouchy, their body hurts, they need to lose weight, they hate life, everything is horrible. And you know that this product could be a game changer for them. 10 people right now. I want you, and every person, like, even as you're telling them about what Thrive does, goes, oh my God, I know like so many people who could use this. Great. That's great. But now let's get it out of your head and onto a piece of paper where we can make it a plan, right? Because a dream is just a dream until you make plans and steps to achieve the dream. So get it on paper. 10 people I want you to put together right now that you think need Thrive. Right. And like a lot of times I would either know there was a double QB coming in, or if like it's not really sure, just let them come in. Like, you know, let them come in. It's not a big deal. But this is what I did with them. Double QB. So when they came in at that 800 pack, they had $1,600 in volume right there. So the volume needed, right? And this is what I did for myself too, except there wasn't double QB, but I wind up buying a second 800 pack, which I'll tell you guys in a minute. I wind up buying a second 800 pack who put me over anyway. So when I first came in, I didn't have any know-how or strategy. I just came in and I'm like a self-starter. So if you ever want to like be somebody to learn how to like depict leaders and people who are going to run, look for people who are going to self-start. They're not waiting for you and crying that you're not answering their phone and answering every question. They're getting onto the internet and finding it. I met Laura Wells because I went onto the internet, because Mikey was brand new too, so he didn't know either. And I literally scoured out people till I found my answer. I went on YouTube till I found my answer. I went on Facebook till I found my answer. I asked, like Angie will tell you, like when I first started, anybody and everybody who thrived, I was in their inbox like, hey, I'm brand new. What do you know? I'm picking your brain. Like I did not wait and say, oh, I'm just not successful because my leader is horrible. That's baloney. I didn't have, like, we had Danny and Brittany, right? But we were still getting started and we were moving so quick, they couldn't even keep up if they wanted to. So if I waited all day long for them to answer questions between me trying to run my first business, it would have never happened, right? Like the leader of the pack is the speed of the leader. If the leader is running hard and strong, the team is running hard and strong. If they're not, they're not. It's that simple. Okay. So the reality of it is I came in at the 800 pack and I made a deal to myself. This is the conversation that I had to myself. Okay. I said, well, you know, I don't really know if this is going to work, but like worst comes to worst, you know, I love the product. It's 4 months. That's what an 800 pack is. It's 4 months worth of product. Worst comes to worst, I take it myself. I don't have to order for 4 months, right? Like that's the worst of it. Best case scenario, it takes off. And now remember, guys, like when we first started, there was like nobody in this area on Thrive. Okay. There was literally nobody on Thrive. We were the ones that like kind of brought it. I mean, I'm sure there were some that we just didn't know about, but it was not huge by any means. So like we were the ones that were like generating like the fire in this area for it. So we literally bought the 800 pack and I made a bet to myself that like literally within, I'm going to get this 800 pack moved as quick as I can. I broke it down into six-day samples. I sold them for $35 a piece. And literally within 7 days, it was gone. I moved an 800 pack in 7 days with samples. So just to let you know, like a 6-day samples in an 800 pack is about 20 samples, okay? So I found 20 people immediately. I'm telling you guys to like challenge people for 10, but I pushed myself and I said, I don't want to sit on this product. Like that was $800 that I need to pay that credit card and I'm not trying to sit on it. So like, and I disciplined myself that when I got the money, I put it either right into the account where it came out of, or if you have a credit card, put it into your savings or whatever discipline you have. But I disciplined and I paid it off within 7 days. Now, what I was telling you about 1600 is that by the time in that 7 days that I had did that, I had already bypassed, I think, by VIP 800. But what I had did was when that double QV came in, they were like, oh my God, you need to do this. Like if you're running to hit your 30-day gift card, if you're running to hit 4K, like come in on double QV, right? I came in at another 800 pack, which gave me $1,600. Okay. So at that point, you have to figure, let me do the math real quick. So 1,600 plus 800 within like my first 2 weeks, I was already at $2,400 in volume. And that was like within a week and a half. Okay. So I was already halfway there. So I closed out VIP 1,600, 2 customers, 2 promoters. And let me just tell you this, let me preference this and this. During that time, I was listening to every single piece of thing I could get my hands on to educate myself. Everything. Like I found Laura Wells on YouTube. If you guys don't have her yet, go follow her because her content is amazing. And literally while I was sitting there with friends, or if I was sitting there in the salon on the TV, I'd be like, hey, I'm trying to learn this thing. Do you mind if I put this on here? We would listen to it together. I would throw people up either on my phone or on the TV of people who had like hit VIP and had like done all these amazing things, or like Laura Wells had talked about in one of the videos where she retired, both her and her husband. And I was like, dude, like these people are making bank. Why can't we? Right? Like I literally, for that time period, and this is why I'm saying this, I laser focused on what I was running for. Okay. I laser focused every single day. When I walked out into my day, I thought to myself, who is it today that I can talk to? And every person, even though I'm talking to them, and here's another discipline. Okay, guys, discipline yourself. Even though you're talking to people and you're having a great time and you're commuting and you're networking and you're creating relationships and all of that, discipline yourself to listen. Okay, listen. Instead of talking and being so worried about what you can input, listen. Because what I would do is when I would see people all day long, I would listen to what they were saying and I would be like, girl, can I tell you about this thing that I'm trying and why I think this would be great for you? And the very thing that they just told me, like I started this off with, is where I introduced it to them. And they're like, really, do you think so? I'm like, yes, I have a 6-day sample right now. It's $35, girl. Like I promise you, you are not going to regret the fact that you took this product. Tina, as a matter of fact, which was one of my 4Ks, I had texted her and I was like, Tina, because she assists for me at nighttime. I was like, Tina, when you come in tonight, like I have a product I want you to try. She was like, no. That's what she told me right away. No. She goes, I don't want it. I've spent enough money. I have no money. I have no this. I have no that. She came in, I was playing the videos. We watched them together. Literally by the end of it, Tina was like, all right, I'll take the 6-day sample and I'll try it. Tina's hooked. For those of you that aren't friends with Tina or haven't followed Tina, Tina's always on social media telling you about how good Thrive made her feel. And don't ask her about HCS unless you want to know the truth. But here's the deal with it, is that it literally, for somebody who already in their mind, it was in a negative mind space to tell me no, after they saw the passion, the enthusiasm, the confidence. And Tina was like, I knew something had to be going on with you because I walked in. She goes, usually by the time I get there at 5 o'clock, you are like dead silent and you're rolling your eyes and you're like trying to pass the client on to me and you want nothing to be bothered. And that was the dead truth until I started thriving. I walked in, I was like, oh my God, Tina, you're here. Like, this is so great. Wait till I said this. And she was like, what the freak are you on? Like, did you just take speed? And I'm like, no, it's just Thrive. It's fine. So like, literally, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's the passion. Like, you have to think about, and here's another thing, guys, that I'm going to challenge you. Okay. Because somebody just said in the chat, you changed your playlist. Listen to what you're saying when you're around people. If you are living on social media that you feel the greatest and the best you ever felt and your life is the best it's ever been, but when you're in person, all you're doing is griping and complaining, you're literally zeroing out your testimony of what you're saying. Okay. Think about that. I want you to stop for a second. In the last week, especially those who are closest to you, because they're the ones who are waiting for you to fail the quickest. I hate to say that, but it's the truth. And they're waiting to see that this whole hocus pocus mumbo bumbo that you're sharing everywhere isn't true. So think about that. When you're out and about with people, guys, you have to think about the fact that you are a business owner, you represent a product, and you are the very testimony and testament of the product. And how you live and where you go and your attitude and the way you carry yourself all rolls down to that, right? Premium grade product, premium grade results, premium grade appearance, right? Like show up and show out is what I say, and lead with confidence. I don't care if every person you've talked to told you no since you started. Every day, wake up and show up like you made $1 million from this product, and that's what it is, because that's what you have your hand on. And if you lead with that confidence, the rest is going to follow. You set the narrative and the tone of your life and your business. Okay. If you are, I call it negative Nelly, and you are, grumpy grill, and everywhere you go, all you do is complain, don't be surprised why people don't want to do business with you. Seriously. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm one of those leaders that I'm going to push you out of your comfort zone. I'm going to tell you the truth out of love. Like, I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you, if you want to rank and you want to go to the next level, start looking at it. Paul Gravett over the weekend at West Palm Beach said something that I thought was extremely important. And he said, if you want to be out here selling a premium grade lifestyle because you're trying to get to a pretty premium grade lifestyle in your life, he said, go on social media and clean up your image. Okay. If you're over there and you're drinking and you're sloppy and you're living and you're eating crap and you're like, that is the image and what you are promoting. Okay. That's what you're selling to people. If you're on there and in the days, and listen, I'm not saying this to be judgmental because I've done this myself, but if on your days when you feel some type of way, you're on social media ragging about how everybody in your life is horrible and you can't stand them and they need to get out of your life, why do you think people aren't doing business with you? Seriously. Your vibe and what you give out is what attracts those people. Even if you gain people, guess who's following you? My mother used to have a saying. She used to say, birds of a feather flock together. If at the end of the day, you're negative Nelly, somebody said something really cute in the chat. Wait, let me see what it was. She said, poly pissy pants. Yeah, there you go. If you're poly pissy pants on social media and in your life, even if you catch people to come join your vibe tribe, guess what your vibe is? Negative Nellies Incorporated. Here we are. Let's all show up and have a bitch fest and see where we can go. Nowhere. All right. So this is the thing that I want you guys to realize. I have a saying, my husband laughs at me because I got it from John Wick 4, but I've always said this in a different way, but they said it so short, simple, and stupid that I was like, I'm stealing it. And it was this: how you do anything is how you do everything. Yep. Angie knows. How you do anything. Let me put it to you in another way. Let me simplify it more. How you show up in the small things is the same way you're going to show up in the big things. Why is God going to bless you with more when you don't properly manage the less? Okay. If you want to grow and rank and go to the next level, you've got to have a mindset, character, integrity, and all of the building blocks that get you there. Like, even if you got there, if you don't have the character to keep you, you're going to fall. You're going to lose it because it's going to require more of you. It's going to require more disciplines. It's going to require more habits. It's going to require more things and skill sets. And if at the end of the day, you're overwhelmed with just managing maybe you and a friend, how are you going to manage 28 plus people? Okay. So what I want you to remember is every day in your life, as you're learning how, and here's another leadership tip. You want to grow, you want to rank, you want to build a team, start working on disciplines and personal growth yourself. Okay. Because if you don't have, like, let's imagine this water bottle is personal discipline and growth. If you don't have it, and when Tina comes and says, I don't know what to do, and your bottle is empty, how are you pouring into Tina's? You're not. Okay. So anyway, I went on a little bit of a rant. Sorry, forgive me. Sorry, not sorry. But I'm going to move on. So here's some of the other things that we did. Because like I said, I made a list. Because, my ADD non-typical brain goes everywhere. So we need to have some kind of forum there. So anyway. All right, so we came in at an 800 pack, right? So when you come in as an 800 pack, you're paid as a 200 VIP, you have more than enough product to sample, and you have promo codes to close those orders. So like everybody that ordered, I was like, great, if you're gonna order, I'll cover your shipping. Great, if you're gonna order, I'll cover your shipping. Great, if you're gonna order, I'm gonna cover your shipping, right? Why? Because like when you give, people wanna give back. It is natural law. When you give, they give. When you give, you give. When all you do is take, all they're gonna do is take. They want nothing to do with you. Be a giver, be a servant, have a servant's heart, serve people, serve them well. And you'll always have what you need in your business. Like at the end of the day, tell and serve, don't sell. Okay. Yes, absolutely, Angie. What you give always comes back. Absolutely, 100-fold. If you are stingy and greedy, then don't be surprised when your business is stingy and greedy. Okay. So anyway, so that was the first thing we did. Now I will tell you a trick that I did. This is a great trick that you can use today that I actually use. Okay. So y'all, Yesterday was the end of September rush, right? I was totally late because I've been distracted this month, but I realized that there was like a $500 payout in commissions and $500 in cash. Can I just tell you, I closed September rush in 7 hours. I got onto my phone at 5 o'clock. I did not end until midnight. I was right up to the wire, but I closed it. You want to know why? I laser focused. But I want to say all this to say this. Brittany texted me last night and she's like, girl, are you closing it? I said, yep. But you know why? Because I mass text people that have been watching me for a while, that I have literally sowed seeds into, that I have been consistent about sharing, that I have been consistent about showing up, right? So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So when they're going to say yes. So this is kind of what my message sounded like. Hey girl, I have a really amazing deal right now, like an awesome deal on Thrive. Would you be interested? That simple. I sent that to a ton of people. Okay, ton of people. I waited for and let me preference this. Let me not take all the credit. I prayed. Okay, I prayed. I was like, Lord, I need this money. I need this. Send me the people. Right. So, and then I sent a mass text to people, and I literally individually, okay, not like in a group, individually, I sent it to each person, and I waited for those people who were like, yeah, what's the deal, right? Because I've built relationships, I've talked to them before these times. Like, and here's another thing too that I learned from Laura Wells. Again, living in a non-scarcity mindset, living in an abundant mindset. These people had reached out in the past. They might have asked about it, but never bought, right? They might have inquired about it, but never came through. Now, if I lived in a negative mindset and said, oh my God, they're never gonna buy, I'm done with them. I'm never gonna talk to them about Thrive again. When I needed them to show up for this thing, do you think they would have even had a conversation or even responded to me? Nope. So how you treat people when they come in, how you treat people when they come out, how you treat people when they decide to come back is whether or not they decide in the future to do business with you again and again and again, or over, or whatever. So at the end of the day, I don't live in this scarcity mindset of I have to make this sale right now. I live in a mindset of how can I serve them and let them know just how amazing this product is. And maybe they don't say okay now or yes now, but in the future they will. And guess what? The people that I needed, I got. Like, it was like, hey girl, I know we talked in the past about X, Y, and Z. This is such a great deal. 30 days in your body, it's going to change your life. Like, can I help you get it ordered? Sure. And I always preference it with this too. Like this, I have closed more deals with this than I have anything else. So if you guys don't know about this, and if you want the information, I have the literally break down, like down piece by piece to do it. I'm literally like, hey, I can get it for you at this discount. I tell them whatever the number is after the numbers, right? Because they don't care about it's a $20 coupon and 50%. They don't give a shit about that. Just give them a number. Hey, I can get it to you for $120 today out the door, 4 interest-free payments. Would you be interested? Short, simple, stupid. Sure. Great. Can I call you and get on the phone and walk you through it? Or if it's easier, I can voice message you or I can text you. Which one works for you? I don't say, okay, great. Well, would you want? No. Which one works for you? Exactly. Angie said she closed a girl days ago and hold on, wait, my chat goes away. She said, and she has been on our follow-up list since her account was created in July of 2018. And yes, 6 days, Colleen, for that. So yeah, so that's the deal. People can watch for years, especially when you come to the opportunity side of things. People are not always going to jump, and Angie probably can be the most testament to this in all of us because she's been here the longest, is that people will watch you for a good amount of time before they hop on, okay? So it's not a matter of if, it's when, but it's like literally living in abundance of serving. Even if they didn't say yes to me today or the sale didn't close, great, no problem. Thank you so much for responding to me. I really appreciate it. And girl, I hope you have a great night. Period. I don't want anything else from you. I'm not going to send you 20,000 other things. No, it's that simple because I want to keep that door open in the future when they're ready to say yes. Okay. Like, don't be Sally sloppy sales girl. Okay. Like, be somebody who lives in an abundant mindset of, girl, when you're ready to get on this level, come holler at me and I'm going to hook you up, and show up every day as if every person you ever talked to said yes. Period. How did I do it? That's how I did it. Lead with confidence. Lead like you know what you have your hand on and you know what you're building and you're able to do it. Okay. So we chased VIP bonuses, and at the time it was Maui Gym, now it's the gift card. So like literally Jason said on that call, he said, if you want to know how to build a duplicatable machine that is like a fire business like Maria Dilliard has, how do you do it? You focus on new. Okay. The new people you have in your team, the new people you have as promoters is the thermometer and the test of where your business is going. If you don't have anybody new coming in for your business, new people on Thrive, chances are you're not going anywhere very fast. Why? Because it is always about the next thing. It's a numbers game, guys. You're going to have people come in, you're going to have people leave, and you're going to have people come back. But you have to stay consistent and you have to focus on the new. I always tell this story because it is true. Me sitting here right now talking to you guys, Mikey going 80K in 2 months, me going 40K in 35 days, all happened because Dan put a sample in somebody's hand. That's how it happened. After being in business for 5 years, okay? What if he would have quit? What if he would have quit? Literally, he got an 80K, a 40K, and I can't even count how many 12Ks underneath him because of one sample. One. The name of the game is new. You want to grow? You want to rank? Get out of your comfort zone and go talk to people. Reach out to people. Listen, everybody's different. Some people, they can't do it in person. That's fine. If social media is their jam, whatever. I don't care how you share Thrive, just share Thrive. Like, find your strength and run with it and go balls to the wall in October. Whatever your strength is, if you're an in-person person, great. Discipline yourself to keep it simple. Don't word vomit on people. Listen to how you can serve them with Thrive and get out there and get it in their hands, okay? I don't care if you charge for a sample. I don't care if you give it away for free. Whatever your preference is, it doesn't matter. Everybody has done it different ways. Whatever works for you is fine. Everybody's in different places, but do it. A lot of times what I do is, like, for the override bonuses, in order to make sure that you get paid on all the people underneath you, you have to have at least 10 new accounts. So you know what I did? Every single month, for usually the beginning of the month and the middle of the month, I will go on live, either on live on social media or through a post, and I'll say, I have 5 free samples, 5 only. The first 5 who get on here that are brand new, never tried it before, get it. Who's interested, right? I'll get people comment me. Oh, I'm interested. Okay, great. I get into their messages. Hey, great. This is how you can earn this sample for free. And I have a little PDF. If you're interested, just message me on Facebook. Most of you guys have me, or put it in team chats. I'm in there too. I have a little thing. I'll show it to you guys real quick. I have a little breakdown that literally says 5 simple steps on how to earn your Thrive for free. Do I give it to everybody for free? No, because I feel like if you have skin in the game and you pay for it, you have more of a chance to take it, right? But what I do is those people who get it for free, I go, listen, and this is how you lead with confidence. This product is amazing. It has great value to it, but I have a lot of people who want it. So if you're going to be one of the ones who get it, what I need from you is a commitment that you're going to actually take this product and give me feedback. Can you do that? Right? Set the thing. If they're like, well, I'm not really sure. Okay, that's great. But you know what? I'll tell you what, next time when you see it go up and you're ready, come get me. Okay. How many times have you given samples to people that are still sitting on their table or in their drawer or wherever the hell they are? Exactly, Angie. And I got tired of it. I was like, dude, this product isn't cheap, right? Like, it's not cheap. But I think it's meeting people where they at. So anyway, let me show you this real quick. 5 simple steps. Let me try to get it out of my ring light. Okay. If you want it, just write in either team chats or sit me. It's going to be backwards on here, but I'll just send you the actual PDF. But basically, this is what it is. Okay. First and foremost, they have to make a free account. But let's just be honest. How many people actually get on there and do it? They don't. So don't wait for them. I don't do it that way. What I say is literally on here, it says, message me your email and your phone number to create a free account, and I do it for them. Done. Okay. That's my part. Their part. They have to go and accept Living Out Loud, which is our customer group, and they have to accept the invitation. So I'm pushing the invite. I'm saying to them right then, hey, you have an invite. Let me know when you've accepted it and I'll confirm it. Great. I accepted it. Great. Other thing, you have to go like the Lavelle fan page. I don't care if it's Instagram or Facebook, whichever one it is, whatever's your jam, go like it on there. Did you do that? Let me confirm it. Great. The 4th thing is that you have to commit to taking the sample and following up with me. And this is where I stress this. Like, I have a lot of people who want these free samples because the product is so amazing that you have to make a commitment to me that you are going to take this and you're going to follow up with me. Can you make that commitment? Now, listen, have I had people who say yes and still didn't do it? Yes, but it's a lot less when you put that preference on there and you put the expectation there, okay? And the last thing is that I literally send them a picture of a sample and I go, this is the last thing you have to do, and you can do it right now. So this way you don't even have to think about it again. I put this up there, let them know that you have a Thrive sample on the way and you're really excited to try it, and tag me. That's all you have to do. Connect me to your Facebook. Okay. Connect me to your network, basically. But see how I've done most of the work for them? How short, simple, and stupid is this for them to duplicate and do? Guess what? If they ever decide to become a promoter, guess how easy they're like, dude, I could do this. Right? Like, you always have to think about the fact that what you're doing is what you're teaching people that they're going to have to do when they come on. Okay. So like Jason Camper said something really amazing on the call. And this is what he said. He goes, it does not take an intelligent person to overcomplicate something, but it does take an intelligent person to make something simple. And that is the truth. It's not hard to overcomplicate and think that you got to know all these things. No, keep it Simple. What is your strength? What are you good at? Whatever that is. Be intentional and disciplined and make a plan. Make your list of 10 people that you're going to get samples in their hand this week. Listen, and you can do like a sample sale. Hey, 3-day samples are normally $15. I'm selling them for $5. Cash App right now. Who wants them? Right? Reach out to those people, whoever it is. You know what I'm saying? You want to do 5 free samples, 10 free samples so that you make sure you get your 10 free accounts every month. However you want to do it, guys, but strategize and do it. Like, that's the thing. Live with the fact of, like, it's just like yesterday. I said to the Lord, this is what I said to the Lord. I said, Lord, I said, every person that I need, you know who they are. You knew I would say this prayer. So clearly they're there somewhere. It's my job to go find them and for you to send them to me. So I'm doing my part. And Lord, I'm believing you to do your part. Okay. I'm going to reach out. And that's what I did. And guess what? I closed September rush. So I'm here to tell you, it's not a matter of I can't do it or can I do it? You can do it if you laser focus on what you want to do and don't give yourself the excuse to say you're not going to do it or you can't. Like, I literally shared on my story yesterday. If you guys don't follow me on Facebook or Instagram, like, I do stories all the time. Like, I'm always just sharing things that can serve anybody. But one of the biggest things that they talked about over West Palm Beach was about change your playlist and change your mindset, right? And I simplified this, right? Because some people that will go over their heads. So let's simplify it. Change the story you're telling yourself. Change the story. If every single time you hit a speed bump or a hard place and you say, you know what, maybe I'm not cut out for this, change that story. Okay. If every single time something goes wrong, somebody leaves, you take it personal and you're like, oh my God, maybe I just can't do this, change that story. Okay. Instead, be like, okay, you know what? Every leader, 200K leader plus that ever has been successful in this business, they've gone through this probably more times than I have. And if they can do it, I can do it, because clearly it's just part of the game. We're just going to adjust and adapt and keep it moving. Okay. Change the story. If you grew up and people told you you're never going to be enough, you're never going to account to something, you know what? Let me tell you something, guys, because not all of you know me personally. I grew up in a family where literally everybody expected me to fail. When I told them I wanted to be a hairdresser, they looked at me and called me stupid. They were like, you're stupid for doing that. Oh, really? I go, great. Let me show you what I can do. 18 years later, I have a niece, bless her soul. By the time she was like 27, she was a lawyer. My family all paraded her and patted her on the back. But guess what? $285,000 in student debt and lives with my grandmother because she can't afford to live. Can I tell you who is like debt-free, owns her house, owns her business, and doesn't owe anybody any money? This little idiot hairdresser right here. So let me just tell you, if you grew up with people, or if you have people around you now who tell you you're stupid, you're dumb, you're not going to do it, and you're so stupid for pursuing this thing, I want you to turn around in your head and go, watch me. And I want you to take pictures while you do it and be cute when you take the picture. Because here's the thing, like, I always allow those things to be fuels to my fire. I was always like, I am not going to even consider that. Like, I'm going to show them that I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it damn well, and you're going to watch me do it. You know, and that's the thing. But that's like a story that had to change, right? Like, was there a time in my life when I was young and I doubted myself? Of course. Listen, being in the hair business is like being in the Thrive business. Actually, it's harder, to be honest, because there's 1,000 hairdressers everywhere. You've got to prove that you're good enough. You've got to be sustainable. You have to stay in all the 9 yards. But can I tell you something? I always led with confidence and value in what I did. I never discounted myself. I never discounted my products. And I tell people to this day, and Tina will tell you, when people are like, oh, well, what does she cost? She goes, she's not the cheapest. And I'm like, no, I'm not, but I'm probably one of the best. And every time you show up in my chair, you're going to have a great experience and you're going to leave with great hair every time, without fail. And I made myself stay committed to doing that. Have I always been perfect? No. But what I did do is I did not discount myself or count myself out. I didn't do it. And 18 years later to this day, like, if people come in and they're like, well, what do you cost? I literally say to them, I'm not the cheapest. So if that's what you're looking for, it's probably not me, but I really appreciate you considering me. I don't have to be everybody's cup of tea. The people that I need, God already knows who they are. They're already out there for the taking. It's just my job to walk in what I do. But if I live every day of my life telling myself the story that I can't do it, that I'm not going to do it, that it's not going to work out for me, guess what? What you tell yourself, the things you listen to, and what you repeat back to yourself ultimately becomes your reality. So you have to be intentional, guys. You have to be like, listen, October, I'm going to hit this rank. I don't care what it costs. Period. Reach out to your uplines, reach out to your leaders, say, hey, and here's another thing too. I took this from Courtney Glacier, which I love her, by the way. So she said, she goes, if you're not in my inbox, I'm not in yours. And what does she mean by that? If you're not hungry enough to be in my inbox asking questions, I'm not chasing you to show up to your business. I'm not chasing you to do what you need to do. I'm not chasing you so that you can make money. No. Listen, if you want a game plan and a strategy and you come at me, I'll give it to you. But I'm not chasing you. Nobody had to chase me and be like, Bernadette, are you going to show up and do this? Bernadette, are you going to hit these VIPs? No, first of all, Mikey didn't even know how to do that. Let's start that. He was like 5 days newer than I was. He didn't even know. Neither one of us knew what we were doing. It's like a miracle we didn't wind up in a ditch somewhere. That's because we have Danny and Brittany. That's why. So anyway, laser focus, shared with everybody, move samples to put, okay, here's a big thing. Move samples to make your money back. Do not give yourself the excuse of, well, I guess I just didn't do it. Baloney. Baloney. Go back out and ask again. Go back out and find again. I don't care if you sit outside of Walmart. I don't care if you sit at Denny's. I don't care where you sit. I don't care where you go. Find somebody to put it in their hand. Do it. Like, don't give yourself the option of like, I'm just not, it's just not going to happen. No, there's the will, there's the way. Here's another challenge I want to give to you guys. And this is why. Okay, by a show of hands, or if you're not on video in the chat, how many of you know how to use the Thrive Connect app? India does. Okay, not everybody does. That's okay. If you don't, it's okay. Do it on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to create a video here soon. It'll be on YouTube. I'll share it with everybody how to do this. Laura's going to help us. But here's the deal. Even if you don't, that's okay. Go into your, whether you use Instagram, if you use Facebook, I'll tell you guys another quick tip where I make a lot of my stuff is Snapchat, because it has no watermark. I go into Snapchat, I record the videos, I save them to my phone, I upload them where I want them. There's a little tip, okay? Go on there, and this is where I want you guys to learn how to, in 60 seconds or less, with the most impact, share your Thrive story to the person who's gonna ask you about it, okay? And here's why. If you lead in preference to people that you wanna get on Thrive and you go, hey, I have a video in 60 seconds that shares what Thrive has done for me and it's so amazing, would you be interested in seeing it? You know, or what if every single morning, instead of you showing your capsules, which you can do that in the next one, you played your story again and again. Do you know what I hate to say this, but it's true. You know what the basic form of mind control is? Repetition. Again and again. Why do you think McDonald's spends, I don't know how many $billion every single month to put stupid McDonald's, which is horrible for you, in front of you 20 times a day on video, on Facebook, in the news, here, there, and everywhere, right? Repetition, repetition, repetition. The more they see it, the more it's going to keep going, because eventually they're going to be like, okay, what is she talking about? Like, she's on here every day. And I've had people come to me. I just signed a promoter last night. And she's like, girl, I've been watching you for months and I just wanted to see if it really was what it was. But I knew that if you were sharing it, it had to be legit because I know who you are as a person. Oh, here's another thing. People do business with who they know, like, and trust. Know, like, and trust. On social media, don't be super salesy, spammy Sally. Instead, bring people in, create a brand, let them get to know you. Talk to them like I'm talking to you guys, like you're a real person, and let them know who you are so that they can come online, whether they know you or not, and know, like, and trust you. I learned that from Laura Wells. Do talking videos, do lives, even if it's not about Thrive, doesn't have to be about Thrive. Get on there, whatever it is that you're good at, whatever it is. If you're somebody who's gone through grief and you've overcome and you help people with that, go do lives about that. Go do reels about that. Go do stories about that. If you're somebody who's overcome addiction, go do that. You're going to grow a network of people who vibe with you and who know, like, and trust you, and then you leverage them by using your business. Okay, that's a little tidbit. But here's the deal. Go on there and create your story, okay? A story that you can send to people when they go, what is this Thrive thing? How many guys, by a show of hands, have you had people jump in your inbox and be like, okay, what is Thrive? Or a comment, what is Thrive, right? Okay, if you try to word vomit on them and give them 20,000 things, do they listen? Nope. So what do? Literally, you make a short 60 seconds or less video. Listen, you get on there, do whatever filter you have to do to make you feel like you're Beyonce, okay? Do it, watch it, listen to it, ask yourself, can I make this simpler and more understanding to where I would buy it if I heard it? Do it again, okay? Do it again, do it again. And literally, so that when those people come to you and they say, oh my God, what is Thrive? You have that video that is personalized from you, so it doesn't feel like it's salesy to send to them. Okay. Now here's where the Thrive Connect app comes in, and Dana and I are both working on getting this together. But the Thrive Connect app, you can upload that to the Thrive Connect. And then when you share it, it will literally link them by cookies to your website every single time they click on anything Thrive. And you can see, you get a notification that tells you, hey, so-and-so just went and watched your video. And guess what? When, like, a couple days later, when they watched it again, so-and-so went back and watched your video again. So what that does, guys, is it connects them directly to you in a way that's not weird. But here's what not to do. Don't be like, hey, I saw that you went and watched my video. Don't do that. Okay. All right. So let me finish this up because I always go a little bit longer than I plan to. So I apologize for that. Let me see. Hold on, guys. Sampling 3 days and 6 days. Okay, so for my team that's on here, 3 days is $15. 6 days is I'm sorry, for 3 days for classic is 15, for elite is $18. Okay, that's at cost. All right. 6 day samples, elite is 36 and classic is 30. Here's an easy way to remember it. Elite is $6 a day, classic is $5 a day. If you want to do more, if you want to do less, that's what, and out of your pocket that you paid for, what you paid, that's what covers the cost of it. You put it on a sale, if you sell it at cost, however you want to do it, that's the breakdown. Okay. The other thing that we did that I really feel like connected us is that we immediately connected up right away. Like within 24 hours of me joining, I was on a video call with Danny and Brittany immediately. So here's the thing, guys. If you want to build teams and you're trying to do it by yourself, you are setting yourself up for failure. There are going to be things that come that you don't know how to navigate, myself included, that you're going to need other people who have more experience. Why do we connect? Because that person might vibe with somebody else. It doesn't matter. Okay. But what you need is validation, both for the customer and for promoters. You need people who can navigate you that you've not been there yet. And I don't know about you guys who've like had moments and times when you felt stuck in your business, but like every single time I've felt like that, it would be like Dana or Angie or somebody made a live or a video or something. And I would go and watch it and it would like refire me to get back up and try again. Right. They would be like, hey, have you ever failed like 20 times again and then had to get back up? Yeah, me too. But great. But look at where I'm at now. Right. So basically I would be like, okay, so this is just part of it. Like, right. Validation that like, I'm not alone. I'm not giving into all those thoughts of like, I can't do it. I'm changing the story. And I'm like, okay, great. We're going to keep going. So connecting immediately is so important. Here's a great thing too for our teams. Get people in the Living Out Loud group. That is validating and closing sales every day, all day for you guys. On social media. We make sure every 2 to 3 hours we are trickling content so they are seeing it like McDonald's all day long. You want to get more customers on auto ship and keep them, get them connected to a group and a community. People will a lot of times do business or stay in business with people just because of community. Get them in the group. Okay. Literally, the preference for me when I sample people or whatever it is that unless they're not on social media or they're not on Facebook, is that they have to get in that group. Okay. Connect into even your new promoters, connect them into Living Out Loud because it's going to give them a lot of information that they don't have. And guess what, guys? Both customers and promoters alike, when you're sleeping at 2 a.m. and they can't sleep and they decide, hey, I want to go watch this. Guess how many videos and contents on it they can scroll for hours. Okay. Yes, that group is the goal. She said, Angie said, the group is the goal. Been here almost 7 years and it's helped so much in the past couple months. Yes, my aunt who took a sample and ghosted me because I added her to the group. I was like, hey, Didi, can I just add you to this customer group that I have? Like, I'm in it a lot. Like, she's my family, so I like leverage that, right? Literally, she wound up ordering with me just this last month and closed one of my September rush deals because she's been watching. Anybody that you have that comes to you and says, I want to know what it's about, but they're not ready to bite, this is the verbiage I use. Hey, I have a customer group. It's completely free. We do giveaways. There's tips and tricks and recipes. It's a great community of women and men. Would you be cool if I invited you? Like, you could be a fly on the wall. Don't have to do anything. Sure. Okay, great. I'm going to send you an invite. The name of it is Living Out Loud. Let me know when you get it. Oh, I accepted it. Fantastic. I appreciate that so much. I hope you have a great night. Period. Okay. Why? Because I know that all throughout the next month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever it is it takes for them to say yes, I'm going to be consistently showing up in that group. Here's another tidbit. Okay. You want people to do business with you, show your face in these groups. But promoters, it's a customer group, not a promoter group. Show up like a customer. Tell your story. Tell what it's doing. The fact that you can get up and get out of bed and you're not completely depressed, put that on there. The fact that you can get up and you have energy to clean your house and show up at the gym, put that on there, but do it as a customer, okay? And all content that goes into the group has to be original content. What does that mean? You can't share from another area or even Facebook into that group. It's private. So if you made a video or a reel or something else, screen record it on your phone, save it, and go back in and put it in as a new content in there, okay? Because here's the deal. When they see you show up, and they see you being a part of the group and they see all of us going on there. And here's another thing too, guys, right? Don't just be a taker, be a giver. I go on everybody's stuff and I comment and I love everything. I read what they say. I go, that's amazing, Angie. I think that's fantastic. You look great. What an amazing change you made. That is amazing, right? Because here's the thing. My mother had another saying, many hands make light work. Everybody putting their hands to the pot is what's going to grow all of us. It's going to close sales for all of us. It's going to grow in content for all of us, okay? But you cannot expect to be somebody who gets when all you do is take. Be a part, okay? Show up, create content. I don't care if it's once a week. Whatever your strength is, if it's that you're really great at making shake recipes for people because they're really picky and that's your niche, go on there and show us the recipes you made. Like, do a little video, make the thing and share it, okay? If you're a workout person like Danny does, and so she's showing like, 10 burpees, 10 whatever she does, share that, right? If your thing is just the simple fact of whatever it is, whatever your niche is and how Thrive relates to you, go in there and create it, okay? So there's that. I also connected them to the groups. I promise most of them, guys. Southern Lavelle, which is Dana's, Team Champions, which is Danny's, and then Team Gold Diggers, which is Brittany's. Okay, like I connected them right away so that they could always have things contenting to them. Let me see. And the follow-up, that's the last thing. Fortune in the follow-up. Here's the great thing again about the customer group, literally doing follow-up for you. Like, have you ever had people who got samples and you got busy and you forgot, and then they're watching videos and they're the one that hop onto you and they're like, hey, I'm on day 2. I saw that other product in there. What is that? Hey, how's that sample going? Okay, we're human. I don't know about you guys, but like I forgot about people sometimes. But like, follow up. Your fortune is in your follow-up, okay? You get the sample in their hands, put it as a preference to them before you start. Hey, I just want to let you know for the 3-day sample you have, like I'm going to follow up with you on day 1, 2, and 3, just to make sure that you feel great and you're doing great. Is that cool with you? And again, it goes to the same thing of like, hey, if you're going to take this sample, then you have to promise that you're going to actually take it and that you're going to give me feedback. Right. Okay. So I think that's basically it. This is the end of it. Name of the game. If you want to rank, guys, put a strategy in place. I gave you a couple. If you want more, just write me. And literally don't count yourself out. Don't even give yourself the excuse of I can, or I'm not going to. Literally run every day like I'm going to do this and I'm going to crush it and I'm going to kill it and I'm going for it and I don't care. Lead like it is the best thing you've ever put in your body, because 9 out of 10 times it is. If there are things that you feel like, well, I just don't know about that, guess what, guys? Go get on videos. We live in a day and age where every single piece of knowledge and information you need is at your fingertips. Discipline your time. The only difference between super successful people and non-successful people is what they do with their time in their everyday life. Instead of scrolling deadless social media, I mean, if you're going on there to connect, that's one thing. But instead of doing that, or getting on a video game or playing a video app or whatever it is that you do, spend half of that time and start listening to things. I don't care if you have to listen to it 10 times to get it into you. Listen to it, listen to it, listen to it, listen to it. Discipline your time, okay? People who discipline their time, those are the people who are successful because they're intentional with their time. So I think that's it. Did I miss anything in the chat that anybody asked that I didn't do? Let me just see. Is there anything? And if you want to unmute yourself, if there's anything you want to add real quick before we close down, you can. Or if there's any questions or anything I didn't cover or I jumped all over, because I'm good at that. You're so welcome, Stephanie. It was such a pleasure. Is there anything? Anybody? Because, I'm kind of all over the place. Y'all know me. I try. I promise I try. I had notes. They don't always work, but I try. Awesome. All right, guys. So I'll let you go. I recorded this. I'm going to upload it to YouTube. So listen, if I gave you a lot and you felt like, oh my God, it was too much, go later. Go onto my YouTube. My name is Bernadette Alicea Warner. Okay. I'll share it on my Facebook or in my thing. Go on there, subscribe. I upload every single video that we ever do, whether it's with Laura, Brittany, whoever it is, onto my YouTube. Go and listen to it again. Go back and listen to it again. Go back and listen to it again. The basic form of learning is repetition. Listen to it again. Okay? All right. Love you all. Have a great night. Thank you for joining. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.